Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, today we start with what is called the victory, and some would call the opening, Zafat, but not the same opening as another. So, anyways, here goes. In the name of God, the compassionate, the merciful. Verily we have won for thee an undoubted victory, in token that God forgiveth thy earlier and later faults, and fulfilleth his goodness to thee, and guideth thee on the right way, and that God succoureth thee with a mighty succour. He it is who sendeth down a spirit of secure repose into the hearts of the faithful, that they may add faith to their faith. For gods are the arms of the heavens and the earths, and God is knowing wise. Okay. Is this the verse that sends the Shekinah, Sakina in Arabic? And that he may bring the believing men and believing women to gardens neath whose trees the rivers flow, to dwell therein forever, and that he may cancel their evil deeds. And this is the great bliss with God, and that he may punish the hypocritical men and the hypocritical women, and the men and women who join other gods with God, and think evil thoughts of him. There shall be a round of evil. Well, a round of bad. Evil's a poor translation. The problem of evil does not encompass everything negative in the world. But let's forgive J.M. Rodwell. That's how they spoke in the 1800s. Doesn't mean the same thing as it does now. And God is angry with them, and curseth them, and hath prepared hell for them, and an evil journey thither. So the end of an evil journey. The armies of the heavens and of the earth are God's, and God is mighty wise. Verily we have sent thee to be a witness, and herald of good, and a warner, that ye may believe on God and on his apostle, and may assist him and honor him, and praise him morning and evening. In truth they who plighted fealty to thee really plighted that fealty to God. The hand of God was over their hands. Whoever therefore shall break his oath shall only break it to his own hurt, and whosoever shall be the truth to his engagement with God, he will give him a great reward. And as much as this whole surah is rather essential to Sufi rituals in particular, you know, they say this verse 10, or maybe they say verse 18 too, as part of their oaths. The Shadaliya, in their half portion of the C ritual, they say this, and that's the daily practice in the morning, or in the particularly before the sunrise, after the dawn is when that would be said. But anyways, that's just a voluntary thing that some sheikh in the 1100s of the Common Era came up with. The Arabs who took not the field with you will say to thee, we were engaged with our property and our families, therefore ask thou pardon for us. And they speak with their tongues what is not in their hearts, say, and who can have any power over God in your behalf, whether he will you some loss, or whether he will you an advantage? Yes, God is acquainted with your doings, but ye thought that the apostle and the faithful could never more come back to their families, and your hearts were pleased at this, and ye thought an evil thought of this expedition. And ye became an undone people, for whoso believeth not in God and his apostle, verily we have got ready the flame for them that else. And God is the kingdom of the and God's is the kingdom of the heavens and of the earth. Whom he will, he forgiveth, and whom he will, he punisheth. And God is gracious, merciful. And they who took not the field with you will say, when ye go forth to the spoil to take it, let us follow you. Fain would they change the word of God. Yeah, they would want to change the word of God. Okay, say ye shall by no means follow us. Thus hath God said already, they will say, nay, ye are jealous of us, nay, they are men of little understanding. Say to the Arabs of the desert who took not the field, ye shall be called forth against the people of mighty valor. Ye shall do battle with them, or they shall profess Islam. Oh, if ye obey, a goodly recompense will God give you. But if ye turn back as ye turned back aforetime, he will chastise you with a sore chastisement. So the people that have openly sworn religious alliance, that have earned the fact that there's going to be a war against them, can put a stop to it by accepting. It's not that we start the wars with the purpose of trying to make people convert. That's not acceptable. But it shall be no crime on the part of the blind, the lame, or the sick, but whoso shall obey God and his apostles, he shall bring into the gardens neath which the rivers flow. But whoso shall turn back, he will punish them with a sore punishment. Well pleased now hath God been with the believers when they plighted fealty to thee under the tree, and he knew what was in their hearts. Therefore did he send down upon them a spirit of secure repose, and rewarded them with a speedy victory. The Sakina in the biblical language, Shekinah, is a reference to the whole, angelic presence sort of thing. Indwelling is what it means in Aramaic. Reward them with speedy victory. And with the rich booty which they took, for God is mighty wise. God promised you the taking of a rich booty, the war spoils, and sped it to you, and he withheld men's hands from you for a sign to the faithful, and that he might guide you along the right way, and other booty over which ye have not yet had power, but now hath God compassed them for you, for God is over all things potent. If the infidels, the misbelievers, shall fight against you, they shall assuredly turn their backs, then neither protector nor helper shall they find. Such is God's method carried into effect of old. No change canst thou find in God's mode of dealing. And he it was who held their hands from you, and your hands from them, in the valley of Mecca. Oh, Hudaybiyah, okay. And after that which he had given you victory over them, for God saw what ye did. These are they who believed not, and kept you away from the sacred mosque, as well as, in Mecca, as well as the offering which was prevented from reaching the place of sacrifice. And had it not been that ye would have trodden down believers, both men and women, whom ye knew not, so that a crime might have lighted on you without your knowledge on their account, and God would bring whom he will within his mercy. Had they been apart, we had surely punished some of them as believed not, with a sore punishment. And So, they're very careful of the innocent in the war. We are Lord, collateral damage is... No, collateral damage is not something that's just... It's avoided at all cost, almost, you know. When the unbelievers had fostered rage in their hearts, the rage of ignorance, God sent down his peace on his apostle and on the faithful, and established them in the word of piety, for they were the most worthy and deserving of it, and God knoweth all things. Now hath God in truth made good to his apostle the dream in which he said, Ye shall surely enter the sacred mosque, if God will, in full security, having your heads shaved, and your hair cut. Ye shall not fear, for he knoweth what ye know not. And he hath ordained you besides this a speedy victory. And it is he who hath sent his apostle, Surah, with the guidance and the religion of truth, that he may exalt it above every religion, and enough for thee is this testimony on the part of God. So that first pilgrimage where they didn't actually, they were forced to remain outside of Mecca, they were given the reward as if they did pilgrimage, but they were allowed to come back the next year. And this 29th verse is the last verse in Al-Quran that mentions Muhammad by name. 58 includes the term Ahmed, which is his title. That is a translation of a biblical term that, in the Greek that Jesus prophesied, one of the versions, it translates as Ahmed. But it's also, because it contains every Arabic letter and the glottal stop, the Hamza, and every vowel mark. So you have all 30 sounds that break in this verse. So there's reasons why it was considered very important to the Sufis, but it's important by itself. One doesn't have to be a Sufi to take importance to the oath verses or this verse or anything like that. Muhammad is the apostle of God. So anybody who can't see Muhammad or Rasulullah, not Muslim. That's about the clearest sign. If they can't even say Shahada, Muhammad is the apostle of God, and his comrades are vehement against the infidels, misbelievers, and but full of tenderness among themselves. Thou mayest see them bowing down, prostrating themselves, imploring favors from God and his acceptance. Their tokens are on their faces, the marks of their prostrations. This is their picture in the law, and their picture in the Evangel, the original books of the Israelites. They are as the seed which putteth forth its stalk, even strengthen it, and it groweth stout, and riseth upon its stem, rejoicing the husbandman, and that the infidels may be wrathful at them. To such of them as believe and do the things that are right hath God promised forgiveness and a noble recompense.